Hello again. We are in the middle of our van build, as those of you who've been following us, well, we're not even in the middle, we're very near the beginning. And we're trying to give a sense of what it's like to do a van build. And I just wanted the feeling of wanting to convey how much time is spent in our heads with notebooks, in discussion, on computers, online trying to source parts, online looking at YouTube videos, online asking questions and getting answers from kind, generous people who share their information. It really is a great community of people building vans who are very willing to share their understanding. And so we're hoping to give back a little by doing our bit to share our experience. So yesterday we spent probably 2 hours trying to order our fridge, just because you choose one and then the person you're buying it from isn't quite sure of which model number. You give the model number, they said that isn't in stock right now. So the delays. Today we're trying to clarify the wiring and what we need for solar and batteries, and I think we may have been overthinking it and we need to simplify because it's something we can always add to later. So it was just this feeling of there's so much behind the scenes, not actual physical work. In a way, that's the easy stuff. It's all the thinking and planning and organizing and sourcing that takes so much time. And we did an episode which I think went missing somewhere, probably after our first one, because I made reference to it in the second one, which was about layout. And it's really important to get your layout clear, and we filmed ourselves discussing and working on our layout and putting tape down to mark out where everything was going to be. And that will be adjusted as time goes on, I'm sure, but it's to have a general idea of where things are going to go, and the things that are fixed, like the bed, like the shower, when we find a shower tray or get one made, that we can then work around with the length of the kitchen. We now know how long our kitchen can be because our bed size and position has been decided. And once we get our bathroom tray, we'll know how much space we have left over for a sort of sofa bench, plus hopefully some more storage. So just wanting to fill you in on all the joys that go on in our head constantly regarding all of this information.
Yes, as Alicia says, I'm spending an awful lot of restless nights thinking about electricity and the wires and the gauge, etc., etc. And I'm no electrician, although we both of us have sort of helped to wire several houses when we were building, in our youth. But it's a long time since I've sort of really pulled a wire through any hole. So we've got a lot of work to do, and I'm busily putting together a sort of three-dimensional series of pictures that will tell me what's on the roof, what's on the sides, etc., where to run them, because I need to know it in my head to recognize where we're going to sort of take these electrical cables, which fuse boxes, which bus bars, whether they go straight into the battery, whether they go into other parts. I'm learning on the go, I have to say, that it's quite complicated. But there's such a huge plethora of information out there on the web, so I would advise you to certainly look at other people's, and we'll try and give you a sense of what we're doing. Alicia says that we've been overcomplicated. I'm not sure if we have, to be really honest. Hello?
Well, something that's just kind of complicated our build is that on Sunday, Solihin, on his birthday, fell off a set of stone steps, several feet to below. He was lucky he didn't hit his head.
About 8 or 9 feet, I think.
And
probably.
has fractured his ankle. So he's not going to be quite as useful as we'd hoped.
I'm going to be hobbling.
Or giving directions to me. So again, it's like the unexpected happens and we have to just roll with that and make it work regardless.
It was a rather bad Sunday. I mean, it was actually okay, but it was very sore, I have to say. But the beauty of Turkey is that I went to the hospital, the local hospital, about half an hour away, and they saw me literally within minutes. X-rays, no problem. They had numerous X-rays on my leg, and yeah, they actually didn't do anything. They hadn't plastered it. They just put me in a splint and said, rest your leg for 10 days. It's just going to be impossible. But the beauty of it is that it's under sort of the national health. Of course, we pay every month here, not very much. And I'm eternally grateful for their efficiency, their kindness, and the fact that there is, whether we're foreigners or not, i.e. not Turkish, there is absolutely no apparent distinction. So it's actually rather nice, and I feel as if we've been treated.
We're at the beach. No, it's sand. We're at the sand dunes. You've been there and you went to Rhodes.
Yes.
Yeah. You usually can't see it, but because it's so clear. Do you know what we're going to do tonight? We're going to sleep in our camper van. So, tonight, in anticipation of Solihin's birthday on Sunday, which is lockdown, so we can't do anything on Sunday itself, is we're camping out in the van with our insulation. We have our mattress and lots of duvets and our fairy lights, and we've just watched the sunset over the sea, and now we're hoping that we will be able to have a wonderful night, a wonderful first night, sleeping in the van as to herald what is to come.
Meanwhile, we're going to be actually playing Scrabble, which is an extraordinary game because I'm actually not very good at it.
And I love it.
So I'm going to be beaten to death. But anyway, so this is my prelude to my 71st birthday, which is sort of exciting. And okay, so we're sort of doing bits and pieces today. I'm going to take off some of the uprights so that actually we can recess our bed on either side, so actually we've got a bit more space. And also, what am I going to do? Yes, take away one of the uprights where a window is going to go. Yep. Alright, so what I've done is I've chopped out here, but I haven't chopped out here because in fact it's quite difficult to do. So I'm going to see if these will come off. Do. Good. And then I'm going to, without busting any of the... There we are, look at that. Oh, that's great. Right, so we're going to be putting our bed in here to about here, and we need this extra space. So we'll cover this with insulation, and we'll make it a sort of recess on either side. So it just gives us a couple of inches either way. Yes, so this. So we're going to take this one off because there's going to be a window in here. Yeah. I'm sure there'll be someone saying that I should be wearing safety goggles, and they're probably completely correct. But that should come out. And everyone talks about this metal being very sensitive to rust, obviously, so we're going to paint these to make sure. And I've got a handy little Dremel here, so we don't slice into any of the wiring. So we ought to do this just to take off some of the very sharp part, and this is actually a very useful tool. Yes, so you can see that we've got a lot of different gauge tubing. So this is actually going to go up in the ceiling and for our lights, just to protect it. I mean, it probably doesn't need it at all, but I think that it's actually a worthwhile process. Just so that if we need to rewire it, we can pull it through and then insert a new one. So I'm wanting to drill another hole through the sort of reinforced strut. And I must say, I don't like doing this, but it has to be done. The second hole I've done here. Okay, I've gone through. Oh Jesus, there's a double skin conduit. So I've brought it up here, couldn't get it through here, so I've taken it, now I'm pulling it through. So measure it. So, yeah, yes, I've got plenty actually. This end in here, start threading it through again. Around the corners, it's around the corners that it doesn't like it. There, see, just down there we are. You can see where it is. Then I need to attach it here. You see again. The wounds afflicted.
So your wound for some cooking.
Alright.
Does it look? It's moving that end. I mean, it's close. It's got jammed again.
It's through here, so that's good. Yes, it's going around here, this corner here.
Ah.
So what we could do is again cut. I'm not remiss against that. If I can get this out. So I need children's fingers. Okay, get it out, come on. There we are. Okay, so I've got, this will give us a bit of purchase.